to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Please take your seats. Roll call, please. Heister. Here. Savage. Here. Roaches. Here. Barnhart. Here. Martina. Here. There was an executive session held prior to tonight's council meeting to discuss personnel and possible litigation. Is there any public comment on agenda items at this time? Any public comment on agenda items at this time? All right, moving on. So I'll make the motion to approve the minutes and reports. Minutes from December 9th and 23rd meetings and reports of the Fire Department, Police Department, Treasurer, Controller, Code Office, Health Department, Parks and Rec, and Planning Commission. Do I have a second? Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister. Brochus. Yes. Moving on, City Administrator update, Mr. Backer.
So I've been working with the developer within the, to develop one of our properties within the city. Things have been going pretty well, and I should actually have a better update, I should say, by the end of the month, or excuse me, beginning of February, once things are finalized and some timelines, but I think everybody will be very pleasantly surprised. At the same note, I'm also working on some zoning ordinances with Jackie and Joel that will help enhance and bring up those type of redevelopment of properties within the city. So I just want to give a quick update and let you know that beginning of February we should have some very good news coming down the pipeline.
Thank you, Mr. Backer. Moving on, RA Report 2024. Bree?
Guys, should I stand here? It's really nice to see everyone and fun to kick off. I will piggyback on Derek saying good news and positive energy going into some of our projects. Before you in the folder, put together is a draft packet. Every year we're required under the urban redevelopment law to submit an annual report of what's going on in what we call the Sunbury Blight Program, which really covers the Blight Review or Blight Prevention Committee, the Planning Commission, the activity at this table, and the Redevelopment Authority. And so what we've developed as a model in the last couple of years, just putting forth so that you can see how many properties are going on to each list, how many are coming off, changes of faces on the different boards, just to have it in one space. I do intend to present this to you. We have a Redevelopment Authority meeting and Blight Prevention Committee meeting on Wednesday, and then next week our Planning Commission meeting. So we'll submit the final version for your approval at the next meeting. In the packet, as you're reviewing it, the second document is the list of all of the scheduled meetings for the year for those entities. And the final one is what I'd really like to draw your attention to. Derek, Amy, Melissa, Jody, and I have all been very active and involved in the PA Downtown Center's Blueprint Communities meeting. Other task force that has been up and coming is the Housing Solutions, Housing Barriers and Solutions Task Force. There is a upcoming housing summit on January 31st. Included in your packet, including the website to RSVP. Any of your team can attend. This will be a roundup of local, regional, state officials to talk about some of the initiatives that are happening again across the city, but really as part of some of the strategic planning on all levels. So I just highly recommend. I know many of our team will be there, and as things are progressing through the year, we'll follow up with details. I know the governor's office in particular is looking forward to presenting some initiatives. Otherwise, I don't want to lock down your meeting tonight. I just wanted to pass off the comprehensive report for you to look at. If you have questions, if there's additional information that you would like to see, please don't hesitate to reach out. We will have some changing in faces on the boards. So once that's settled, we'll probably have an onboarding session. We'll make sure that you will coordinate with Derek to make sure everybody's invited to that. So if you'd like to hear more about the process. But do you have any questions for me tonight?
Question, anyone?
Oh,
Thank you, Bree.
Thanks for being a part of the team. Thank
Thank you. Alright, moving on, there is no old business, but there is new business. New business, City Hall renovation contracts, Mr. Backer.
Two contracts in front of you. One is for HEFCO Construction for City Hall renovation for $148,927, and then Selson Electric for $35,700 for City Hall renovation.
Does anyone have questions on those? Go ahead.
Make a motion to accept these.
Second.
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Brochus.
Yes. Thank you. Moving on, Mr. Backer, PennDOT Resolution 2025-01.
So last meeting, or it actually might have been in December, early December, we did a PennDOT contract for contribution from our grant funds to allow them to use that for the South Second Street construction project that they're doing, but they also said we need to have a resolution doing one the same. They gave us this language, and I had Joel review it and check on it, and I just need a vote in affirmative to have this for PennDOT.
I'll make a motion to accept Resolution 2025-001. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. Moving on, Resolution 2025-01, Councilman Barnhart.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2025-002 to add 720 North Fifth Street to the public nuisance list.
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Keep going, Councilman Barnhart.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2025-003 to remove 434 Fairmont Avenue from the public nuisance list.
Second.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Keep going, Councilman Barnhart.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2025-004 to update the public nuisance list.
Second.
Savage.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Moving on here, swearing in of our fire chiefs as Jay Long, Brad Wirtz, and John Ferrari. Who'd like to go first? Yeah. Grab the button. The good looking guy first back there, so grab the bottom. This thing, he's many areas, how many, this thing looks like after he's done. Sorry, we've got the Bible downstairs. So how about that big Eagles win last night? Maybe you gotta start, fly, Eagles fly. Penn State had their chances. True.
You can get it straight.
All right, here we go. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, John Ferrari,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey,
obey,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and I will discharge
and I will discharge
the duties of my office.
the duties of my office.
Congratulations. Please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and I will discharge the duties of my office. Congratulations. Now we're saving the best for last. I don't have to, you can walk away anytime. Please raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and I will discharge the duties of my office. Congratulations. You're already messing up.
I got a text that you're worse than somebody else that used to come.
All right, moving on, I have a letter of resignation to Roy Simpson from the Housing Authority as first accepted as an effective date of December 31st, 2020. Do I have a second to accept the resignation?
Savage.
Yes.
Procius.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
All right, moving on here to 2025 ballot on board of elections. These are for the different boards that I've opened every year. So just starting from the top here, I'll make the motion to accept Michael White Knight to the Housing Authority. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Procius.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Do we still need two more? That's the first one.
No.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, okay.
Moving on, I make the motion to add Chris Reese to the zoning. Do I have a second?
Oh,
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Procius.
Yes.
Ister.
All right, moving on to the redevelopment authority. I make the motion for Robert Houck. Do I have a second?
Bob Houck?
All right, there is no second motion, so moving on. Do I have a, I make the motion for David Mertz to the RA. Do I have a second?
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
No.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Procius.
No. All right. Moving on to the suite for all four individuals. Joe, Judy. So the four people on the board for the sweep is Joe, Judy, Kirk Kolovich, Pablo Santos, and Donald Rouse. Moving on to the municipal authority, I make the motion for Jerome Alex. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Procius.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
and Ister. Oh, geez, I'm sorry, guys.
We go in the second round.
I'm sorry, guys, I apologize. Man, I got somebody else's nose. I'm sorry. 4-1, 4-1.
All right, moving on, I'll make the motion for Corey Fossil. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ister. Yes. Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
All right, going back to the sweep, our solicitor suggests we do because we did this up there from a 1 year to a longer term. So I'll make the motion to add Joe Judy, Kirk Lovich, Pablo Santos, and Donald Rouse to the sweep committee. Do I have a second? There we go.
Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Brochus.
Yes. Moving on to
May I make a statement?
yeah.
I have, I'm gonna wing it. I have heard rumors of the municipal authority. There's been some allegations against council that we're trying to subvert authority at the municipal authority. I want to say, Mr. Alex, I have not had any independent conversations with you about nominating you. I just know you from working with you in the past. I've been approached by other members of the authority who wanted to maintain their board seats and others, and I'm speaking as one council person. So I've had conversations with some people that wanted to remain on the board. I have not heard from others, and there is no hidden agenda for the authority. Many will remember that last year I blocked the motion to block the potential sale of the authority to maintain federal grant money. But I also think that leadership is important, which is why I think it was important to vote the way that we did tonight. So whether I'm speaking out of turn and jumping the gun, maybe so, but I think it's important to be transparent that I have not been pressured by anybody at the municipal authority or anybody else on this council or the mayor. So I wanted to just make that statement publicly to everybody in the room.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, make the motion to add Kirk Karlovich to the civil service. Do I have a second?
Second.
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes. Moving on, I make the motion to add David Mertz and Joe Bartello to planning. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ister. Yes. Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Moving on here, I make the motion to add Julie Brochus to the shade tree. Do I have a second?
Savage.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Ister. Yes. Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Hey,
And
what was
last
that
one here,
hesitation?
I make the motion to add Ron Pratt to the Parks and Rec Board. Do I have a second?
Martina.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Brochus.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister.
All right.
What about
Am I missing one?
Blake?
No, so RA, so with the
All right, because I missed them.
yeah, so with the Blight Committee, one member is automatically put on from the RA board, so the RA board will decide who they want to put on to the Blight review.
So they're gonna take care of it.
Yes, they will have to take care of it at their next meeting. All right, moving on here, updating of the police hiring list. Chief, I didn't know if you wanted to just give a brief why or just not really want to do it.
I mean, basically what we're looking to do is, the other test has been exhausted, so looking to, start another list for the 11th officer. Looking for a seasoned officer, actually, it's something like I would speak to council about is that, go out and look for some more tactical employees also that has some years on.
All right, questions with that, anyone? Okay, so basically give a public number. All right, moving on here, Councilman Ister.
Yes, the resignation of Melissa Wojciechowski. She's moving on to a better job. I'd like to take that for a motion.
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Savage.
Yes.
Ister. Brochus.
Yes.
So I know she did a heck of a job for us.
Thank you. Councilman Martina?
I am just looking for a motion. You have a copy of the annual traffic maintenance agreement in your folder if you have any questions. I'm just looking for a motion to accept this year's.
Questions, anyone? All right, I'll second.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Procius.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Councilman Savage?
So the reason I put this on the agenda is every 4 years, tax collectors and treasurers come up for election in each municipality and third-class city. So in our county, we have 2 third-class cities, and we need to appoint a representative for the determination of salaries of third-class city treasurers, their deputies, and their expenses. I know at the county public meeting, the last public meeting, they appointed Chairman Chicatano to be the county representative, so we as a board need to come up with who we want to appoint tonight. So, I don't know if anybody has any suggestions. It would be either Jeff or Derek, because they're a seemingly neutral party and not a member of the board with an interest in it. And they don't answer to the existing treasurer. But I'm also, I just want to say this, I'm also open if one of the, I don't think I should because I work for the county, but I think if somebody else wants to as an elected representative as the board, then I think one of you should either volunteer or we just go with one of the administrators.
Make your call.
Oh, one of you guys.
You guys volunteer. I mean, I'll volunteer too, that's fine.
Make your call, make your motion. Make the motion.
So then I'll make a motion to appoint Derek Backer as the Sunbury representative for the determination of salaries of third-class city treasurers, their deputies, and expenses in accordance with Title 72, Section 5511.33.
Second.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Procius.
Yes. Keep going, Councilman Savage.
I will also make a motion for the approval of abstracts and vouchers for the general fund in the amount of $134,756.74, private grants in the amount of $400,574.11, and payroll in the amount of $69,400.71.
Second.
Ister. Savage.
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Martina.
Yes.
Procius.
Yes. All right, moving on to discussions. John, is Jay back there? Because he wanted to do a, oh, there you are. All right, Fire Chief Jay Long with an update.
I just asked the mayor, because we accept the fire report every month, and I really don't have any detail on what the fire department has done or did. But last year, the fire department alone was dispatched on 650 units, which that's astronomical for volunteer service around the area. I don't think anybody's even close. With that being said, there's 6,959.37 man hours combined training and on-scene time. So I know a lot has been brought up about consolidation of funding and that. I mean, if we take that man-hour number and just times that by $25 an hour, it's $173,984.25.
Without
So that's one person, for one person, that's nothing else. So the department is pushing forward with better training and personnel and that to better serve its citizens, but we need to understand that it takes funding to continue this. So if we lose the volunteer part of it, it's gonna be a substantial amount to try and make up to have a paid service. So council has been working with us. Everybody seems to be on page with consolidation, but that's a lot of money that you have to cover, and that was only for one person. So if you had to go to staffing of that, that would be astronomical, trying to find funding for that. With that, also Representative Stander reached out. The Red Cross has smoke detectors for municipalities, and they pick ones throughout the year. Sunbury hasn't been picked this year, or sometime late March or April. So I don't know if maybe Jeff can put something down there that we can find out people that are in dire need of them, or that we can make sure that they get them. I just think the working relationship with the police department, code office, and that's been great, and we can continue with it. Anything that anybody has any questions with that, we're open to everything. Everything is an open book from our side of it.
Chief, what was the fire loss in '24?
I don't know what that number is. That would be,
You guys do a fantastic job, I know you.
That usually comes out of the code office, and code would be able to probably tell you more of that.
Thank you.
Because we have to estimate that, and I'm not, estimated value or anything of that, so we never really.
Chief Law, sir,
Yes, sir.
how are we making out with the younger ones getting involved in going to school now? How are we making
I
out?
believe they were just there the other day, and they had a good interaction. That has been started too, the same thing at Danville. There is a group together to push for that. I think the school is accepting of it. So hopefully that goes to get more youth in that involved. We're in better shape than some as a multi-company department, but I'm gonna tell you that there's times during the day that everybody struggles. So
Anything we can do to help?
the best thing is to get this consolidation done and get things in a better operational point. We've standardized more things, we've come together more. The history of the department, as most know, the companies were not so much on fire ground, but outside of that, working together, that has since passed. So, I think we're in a positive step that a lot of people have been involved in, and we need to keep that step going.
Getting closer to the end, then, right?
Well,
Or one step closer.
we're one step closer. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, a lot of people see a lot of fire trucks from other towns come in, because they're in the same shape at times that we are. We rely on them as much as they do us, so. We provide a lot to a lot of other places. Our automatic aid right now, that's something probably dispatched on a first alarm fire, is almost 200 square miles. That the city's providing something to somewhere. So that's a pretty big area. And 23 different municipalities that we responded to last year. They all provide us, so one hand washes the other. But the more that we can keep doing to keep this afloat, funding is everything at the end of the day. So we need to make sure that we keep plugging away at that. We keep that in mind when we do.
Thank you, sir. All right, moving on, Councilman Barnhart.
Ordinance 166-3, it's parking of inoperable vehicles. We're still working on that. Just like everybody, be mindful, if you're parked on the public street and your car isn't registered or inspected or inoperable, you can move it off the street. We're still working on tweaking that ordinance a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the property manager qualifications, we're working with the solicitor on that. According to the state law, to be a property manager, in other words, to handle money and draw up leases, you have to be a broker. You can hire somebody to do like the maintenance part, but you're not allowed to handle the money or like I said, make draw leases up, or evict people, you can't do any of that. Am I right? Well then, Amy, please enlighten me.
I believe as a property manager has to be a licensee of a broker, but I think that if you own a company, you can hire someone that's a property manager that does not have to be a licensee. And I can pull that directly from the real estate license law, unless that's differing from the law that you're referring to.
You can read these if you want.
Okay. I'm not trying to be, but that is not my understanding, that a manager does not have to be a broker or a licensee, but they have to be an employee of the company.
I'll tell you, there's certain things, cut out Mr. Knight,
Yes.
you want to elaborate on what we've been going through the last couple of months or years, or why
Well,
this came about?
We have been aware of a few instances of property maintenance personnel who are accepting rent and writing leases and eviction. And we're working on investigating the
citing any of the individuals who are violating the PA property management laws.
Because they were doing that, we were calling the owners and they had no idea stuff was going
Those are the things we're trying to prevent from happening.
I would be happy if someone would call and ask me questions like that, particularly when I know it depends on real estate licensing law and or laws that exclude a licensee from exclude someone from having to be a licensee in order to perform it.
on. Thank you for volunteering, we will.
You reaching out.
I never ain't a secret.
All right, anything else, Councilman Barnhart? I didn't know if you wanted to add anything else.
You're not next.
All right, so moving on, Susquehanna Avenue project, I didn't know where we're at on that, or is like second phase design, are they already done? Is Packer Street design already done? I was just curious, because I know since the first phase has been done, I know people have been asking, okay, when's the next phase gonna happen? Are those plans done, things like that?
We have a meeting Thursday. I know we discussed timing, what's the funding coming in, and also where we at on the project side of the.
Okay. I know one concern that many citizens had going up through there is the taking out of the trees and not replacing them. I didn't know when we are doing those designs, if we could somehow design some tree placement throughout Susquehanna Avenue, because it'd be pretty bare when all those trees are taken out there from Reagan all the way up the front there again.
I would refer back to Julie Brochus for the shade tree, where she at.
I know she's back there, but I'm just saying, when we do the design, can there be some, you know, okay, at least we're gonna put one tree every block, that can be determined at a later date, so all the trees are not cut out and not replaced,
The
because,
sad part is with the expansion of the width of the Susquehanna Avenue, there's very little left
oh, I know,
between the sidewalk.
and the curb itself.
So those areas there, putting this tree in there.
No, but I know how you can do like cutouts in the sidewalk, how some places can do that, can we at least,
It's something to look at, and we can get a note, width on the sidewalk that we can put in the notes.
yeah,
It's something to look at.
yeah,
I'll
but,
bring it up.
all right, thank you. All right, any other questions on Susquehanna Avenue project?
And I just want to add to that, and in the part of Susquehanna and Packer that's already done, there's a location on Packer Street where there was a tree or trees, and it was going to be replaced, and when it was taken out, it was shredded, and the homeowner is a little upset.
That would be on the corner of Fort Augusta and Susquehanna, or excuse me, Packard,
It would.
okay? I remember, Julie, when they took the tree out, they decided they didn't want it, but I'll verify that till Thursday at the meeting.
I spoke with the owners, and they wanted it back,
Well, I'll keep you posted.
because I know them.
I do too, that's why I'm thinking, it was a little red maple.
It was a little red something. But when it was actually taken out, it was shredded, and they weren't happy. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
And that's what we don't want to have happen going up the rest of the way, right, Julie?
Correct.
Losing trees. Don't want, that's gonna be a hot corridor up through there. All right, moving on here. I know people have been asking about this RC track, when it's gonna get up and running, since we've gotten the money 3 years ago. Jim, I didn't know if we had any update for them, because people like, we know they got the money, so when's it gonna get done? That's what they're asking.
Well, we were contracted this week, I think we're gonna do it this winter.
As long as it gets done, that's all they're concerned about.
They were up there in the winter, race this stuff, more part to it.
Hey, that's the fun time to do it, you can slip and slide.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Councilman Nice, you are up, sir.
And Travis? Yes, sir. Give an update on the truck, remember?
Oh, we already know that, yeah.
Yeah, so
And we know that
about the
footage is
truck.
another thing. We
So
already know
truck's in the
that.
garage.
Because we had to talk to our forester.
You had asked me to come up with the, a list of the vehicles for the years. So we have the 2011 Crown Vic, which is 24 years old.
That's sitting down at the, Lisa, can you check with Steve to see if you ever put the Crown Vic on this bid from last summer? It's
I
sitting
will,
there.
because I know we did talk about doing that, so we were updating a lot of stuff on
Do you
the,
want
I'll
to
double
take
check with them.
I think they were waiting for the truck, put the package.
You want to take that off of the insurance?
I would have just sitting down there.
No, it's on, it's just on the
We
insurance.
know.
So let's take that off since it's not.
We talked about just doing that.
Yep.
Long time.
Yeah, I was like back or something.
Yeah, because we have.
Fire, am I right, chief? With a truck? Okay, so if that falls through, you can shift it to the.
But I know, I think we're talking about the
We're talking
crown.
about the crown, which
That was talked about way early last year.
but I'll double check with Steve, because I'm pretty sure he had that on his list to add the last time.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was before the truck.
Yes, take it off the insurance.
We'll buy it back off of you for $500.
You put a 0 on the end, you can have it.
And then, so
Jill
then
and
we
I
have
are
the
in the shade
car
tree,
one,
so
which is a
we're there.
5 years old, that's about 40,000. Or 5 is 3 years old, same thing, that's 2,000. This is a 2013 with 74,000. The Fusions are 8 years old,
I feel your pain.
2017. The Ford truck, which is a 2022, 13K on it. And then the two cars, Dodge, that's 6,000. Ford SUV, which is a total of 8 years.
I have a question. Do any of them need maintenance of any sort?
They're always possible.
Just, it might be an interesting, while they're on municipal, could reach out to the Sun Tech students or other programs in our valley to see if maybe they could help or gain some training off of those vehicles in the meantime. Might be a win-win. Sorry.
I appreciate it. It's a good
They
idea.
can work on.
In 2013, like I said, that's like 12 years old, that doesn't really win. So, but, I mean, they're getting older. Basically, everything's about 3 years, or everything's over 3 years. So,
We talked about figuring out some way to budget for this and some capital expenditures. And we just seem never to get to that point. What about leasing?
Rather than purchasing?
Yeah.
Well, whether you're doing leasing, as you know, is kick that can down the road.
I understand that, but, you know, when you listen to the years on some of these vehicles, and the amount of time they're on the street, I know we have bills every month for repairs, either, you know, at Ford or up there on Front Street in Susquehanna.
USDA has loan programs that might, we never like loans, but they might have a better percentage than, you know, doing those types of things, if we want to go that route.
We lease through in-house, but what do you have in the budget this year for the new cruiser?
We only went in 2000, like 10 or 12,000.
Yeah, we didn't put much in.
No, I know it was cut back some, but the reason I was asking for the list, go down through and see what we can eliminate, put that towards, at least instead of financing the whole amount, I'd rather take it, get as much paid down on it, or, maybe look around.
And I think the big thing is, we look at the price of the vehicle, but we don't look at the price of the outfitting. If she isn't outfitted, and easy an extra 15,000 on top of the price, so you're looking between 55 to 65,000 for a complete package vehicle after buying and package.
We just forgot about
The
something.
computer chips and stuff.
Everything's paid for now.
It dies faster.
All the vehicles, all the truck, you gave me a number the other day of 60. Well, 60 is going to put the heck of a dent, costing 12.
We should be able to get one new SUV.
Yeah, I was gonna say, probably get one used.
Right. And then start planning for the next one for 20.
Ford doesn't make them.
But,
Did they start again?
but you know, like, I just, no, that's what I say, it's like, I mean, but we gotta realize when we go to do our budget for a vehicle, I mean, we're putting in there $20,000, $30,000, but that's only doing half the job. So, I mean, it's just when we, you know, when we see it in the budget for next year, like, the fully outfitted vehicle, it's $60,000 easy all day long. So it's just those things to think about. We have 8 vehicles, you know, one gets hit, one gets repaired, we're down to 3 or 4 vehicles, and if something happens, you can't have it. So it's some of those things, yeah, we may have older vehicles, but an older vehicle is better than no vehicle when situations occur.
I would recommend that Derek look into the USDA. See if we can get, you know, something through them.
Mhm.
So low price loans or something, at least, it's something we can budget for, and also solve some of the problems.
For sure.
I think Ford had, I'm not 100% in a program for municipalities, where the interest rate was pretty decent.
CoastGuard
go through CoStar. Everything's CoStar through Ford, yes. Any utility.
You meant they did their own loan program? Like they did their own loans, or did, for municipalities?
Finance through.
Yeah.
Rather than the bank. But, as the controller said, it's something we need to start putting capital reserves away. I mean, stop just talking about it, actually do it.
I mean, we talked about for a couple of years now, we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
Sure
Sorry.
that's how you spell it or not, that's the city.
Yeah, it's not just for the police.
It's across the board for everybody.
It's for.
We used to hire qualified
Street
people.
department,
Code, or everybody.
Jet needs stuff up there.
Idiots that
We
use
have pretty good
code.
vehicles. We stay in top.
We're just not even vehicles, but. Well,
If it runs, he's good.
All right, moving on to announcements. There's only one. The next council meeting will be January 27th at 6:15 here. And at this time, no, it's only the beginning of the month, the first meeting of the month. And at this time, is there any public comment?
Oh, before the meeting, 27th, we had the 5 PM for zoning.
We have a 5 PM zoning meeting on the 27th. Public. Now, is there any other is there any public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Brian Suloff. I've been here before about the Susquehanna Avenue project, and I saw it was on the agenda tonight. Took my dog for a walk this morning, and 600 Susquehanna Avenue, which is right on the corner, there's a huge crack already in the sidewalk. And I know that before Mr. Welter had mentioned that we didn't necessarily use any kind of reinforcement in the concrete as far as rebar and stuff. So you can see in the picture, there's a huge crack there. And the other one is one of the cleanouts that's in front of the neighbor's house beside us. You can see the concrete's already chipping up around the cleanout and stuff. So I mean, we're only, what, 2.5 months since they poured the sidewalks, and
Well, Brian, this year here, that will be addressed as a 1 year. We're back there for 1 year
okay,
and address these issues.
awesome. I'm glad to hear that. I was afraid the homeowner was gonna be
Oh,
responsible.
no, there's a warranty, 1 year warranty.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for the picture. We'll turn that in Thursday.
Is there any other public comment at this time? Any other public comment at this time? Please state your name, sir.
Ryan Castle. Hi, so I co-own a business here within Sunbury known as Celestial Water Games. It is the game store located next to the Squeezin at 448 Market Street. I have been operating this business now for slightly over a year as we took over after Now Playing got bought out. And I've been loving it. It's insane that I'm 20 years old and operating a business here within this town. It's great. I love it so much. My one comment, or I guess question, would be on the, topic of maintenance for our building overall. We have been paying Lou Parity and JP Contracting, is the company that he works for, $600 a month in rent. And we did so as well in December, but we have not had heat in our building since the beginning of December. We are no longer required to pay rent from January through March, as they are not only selling our building, but also the lack of heat. So I was wondering if there was or if I was entitled to some form of compensation for December's rent, or also some compensation for the lack of income due to people not sticking around as much as they would, due to it being cold in our building due to the lack of heat.
That would be code.
Sure. Yeah.
The simple answer is probably yes, you are entitled to compensation.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be through the city.
Okay.
You have to go after the landlord for that, and you can do that in several ways, but you really ought to consult an attorney about doing that, because I think you probably are entitled to some compensation, especially in lieu of the fact that you still don't have heat.
Yes, we haven't had heat since the beginning of December.
Yeah, so I would definitely talk to an attorney.
Sure. They are planning on selling our building. We do have the ability to stay in that building if the person who buys it wants to keep us there. Like I said, I have people who have told me countless times now since the beginning of December that they're not sticking around as much as normally as I am at event space due to the lack of heat. So I just wanted to know if there was anything that I could do there.
I would definitely look into it.
Have you notified the code office regarding no heat?
Yes, I actually met with her earlier today, and there's definitely talks being had with code.
There's no heat in the whole building upstairs.
No heat in the whole building, not even the 2 apartments above us. Yes.
What damage is it?
Lou Parody and JP Contracting.
What's our next step here?
Will we call the owner? Joyce, would you like to handle this?
We did call the owner. I was unaware that you did not have heat until today.
Which is fair.
Wish you would have called me.
I wish I had the contact information to do so, but that's fair.
Yes. I have talked to the owner. He is less than
Satisfied.
with his maintenance person. The maintenance person is not willing to help. I did leave a message again with the owner today, and I'm going to continue to call him and tell him he's gonna have to do something about the tenants. He has to get them a place to live.
I had Lou in there maybe 2-3 days ago, and like I said, I know they're selling the building, and I approached him and I asked him, with the fact that they're selling the building, if they had any intentions at all of fixing the heat, and he flat out told me no.
Especially the residents with the time frame, you condemn it, and everybody comes out, and you take it from there.
If we had somewhere for them to go.
Doesn't he have to provide that?
He has landlord responsibility.
Yes.
The landlord responsibility, yes. If I could get them logged in.
Oh, he said that costs too much. That's what he said. So we're gonna-
Hold on, guys, Joel.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that probably we're getting a little far afield because we're talking about individuals at this point, and I don't want everybody to get sued.
Sure.
That being said, I do think you should talk to an attorney, and quite honestly, I'll be talking with code tomorrow about what we can do for our ordinances. While I'm not sure we can do anything for the commercial property, we can definitely do something for the residential above it.
I'd love to help
I wasn't aware
them
of
out
my answer
any
to
way
your
I
question
can.
earlier. So let me look into that tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other public comment at this time? Any other public comment? I adjourn this meeting.